Hi, happy Saturday. Tomorrow is Easter, and I just wanted to share some of the big highlights of my journey with the Lord. Uh, some key moments that I've had with God. If I roll back all the way to where when I was 6 years old, my parents they were going to a church called Shiloh. It was a church that came from the Jesus movement, which is when there was a lot of hippies that they went from finding their high from drugs, and they they turned to Jesus, which was a much better, satisfying uh, journey than the lifestyle of darkness and drugs and rebellion and whatnot, and all the free love and drugs, LSD and whatnots. But yeah, they were finding a better and deeper, greater satisfaction from giving their lives over to Jesus. And anyhow, it's like it happened just yesterday when I had that spirit, because just like when Jesus was talking to Nicodemus, he said um, that man is to be born of water, which is natural birth, but then to be born from heaven, from above, to be born of the Spirit. And I experienced that when I was 6. I'll never forget it. I was on my couch, or my parents' couch, and my mom was explaining or talking to me about Jesus, and just out of nowhere, just like where Jesus, he said, the Spirit blows where it wills, and you don't know where it's coming from or going. And the Spirit just landed on me and started brooding or vibrating over me. And there was this incredible, overwhelming manifestation of peace and love that came over me. And I remember trembling and shaking and telling my mom that I wanted to give my life to Jesus. And that's when I had that spiritual rebirth experience. And, I'll never forget that. Well, anyhow, from that point to 94, because it must have been 76, 76 when I had the spiritual rebirth experience. But I just, over the years, slowly got further and further into the world, and finding pleasures from the world. But in 1994, I was at an Assemblies of God church, and up to that point, most of my Christian walk was purely like intellectualism, just information, anyhow. It was just information without the intimacy, without the encountering, without the interacting with the Spirit firsthand. But I was at that Assemblies of God church, and I started feeling the manifestation of the Holy Spirit, and it blew me away. I thought that I couldn't experience heaven until I died, and out of worship, or I couldn't experience like a tangible presence of God, like the tangible voice of God and all of that. I thought that that was after death. And at the Assemblies of God Church, I started experiencing the tangible manifestation of the Holy Spirit. And it blew me away. I got really excited, and I just immediately started walking away from drugs and alcohol abuse and uh, pornography, uh, sexual sins, and whatnot. I found something that was way more satisfying. I uh, I just went after it. It's like, wow, this is incredible. The presence of God, it satisfies so deep to the core of your being. And I quit. I quit all of these addictions, and basically I found something that was way more satisfying. And I started. I mean, basically, I had my own Acts chapter 2 experience, because then I started experiencing the tangible power of God, and I started believing for healings to heal the sick, and uh, I started believing for miracles because I was interacting and experiencing that tangible power of God, which, yeah, basically I believe that I had my own personal Acts chapter 2 experience. And anyhow, it's like over the years is what happened, as just raising a family and paying bills and all the responsibilities of life. Uh, I like to call it like a diversion, or like yeah, maybe a diversion is a good word for it, or just basically the cares of the world trying to steer me away from that first love bliss, or that first love passion and love for God, the focus. And but as what happened is I started like interacting with people that had a hunger, that were on fire and had a hunger for God, and that out of that interaction it awakened something in me, because just all the cares of the world started causing me to dry up, or like because it in Ephesians, I believe it says to be filled, to constantly keep on being filled with the Spirit. um, and basically I was slowly drying up as the cares of the world were just causing a diversion. But as I started interacting with like this friend I have named Raymond, these people that are on fire for God, it started stirring something up inside of me. And I started getting really filled with the Spirit, and it stirred up a fresh hunger for God again. And as I was getting filled with the Spirit, it started to become easier to resist just the temptations of the world, and the just everything that's not of God. Basically it gives you an edge over just all of the just the junk from the world, or the the temptations of the demonic. As I just got more and more just overcome by the Spirit. And I really felt like God was showing me that basically when you're getting just filled with the Spirit, you're getting filled with the life of Christ, filled with the life of Jesus, which is a life of walking in victory, walking in right standing with God. I mean, I know that uh, as a believer that we are in right standing with God, but just walking in that, walking it out, that basically when Jesus gave us his life, he gave us his life, that when you're all full of the Spirit, you're full of his life, which is a life that uh, has an edge over sin, walks in faith, and lives in peace and joy. That the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness. That when you're full of the Spirit, you're full of the fruit of the Spirit, like it says in Galatians. And anyhow, I'm just really excited about what's happening. It's the presence of God, just encountering God. It for me is everything. Just walking with God in the garden and enjoying his presence, and just constantly keep on being filled with the Spirit. Anyhow, I just wanted to share that, and I love all you guys, and I hope you guys all have a good Easter. Anyhow, God bless you.